What's up, guys? Welcome back. If this is your first time here, I'm Ryan. I believe in the work hard, play hard mentality, and dirt bikes are my #1 place of therapy. So I'm going to be getting my 2003 RM250 dialed in before practice. Might not be the newest bike out there, but if you take care of it, there's almost nothing more fun than an old two-stroke on a motocross track. If you're into dirt bikes, 2-strokes, 4-strokes, off-road racing, garage builds, and literally everything in between, I think you'll fit in just fine here. So grab a seat, hit subscribe if you like what you see. Let's get this thing fired up. Acetone's where it's at. First things first, we're going to take a little bit of acetone and get this residue off the side plates from the stickers.
So sticky.
Then on to taking the seat off, get to the air filter. So jumping around here a little bit, going to get the shrouds off and the tank out of my way. We're going to do a jetting change on the carb as well. Back to the air filter, gonna get the air box cleaned out as well. I like to wipe that thing out as much as I can and get all the dust and dirt out of it. Then we're moving over to repacking the silencer. I've got about 10 hours on this and it was really burnt. As you see, as I open this thing up, it's just crispy on the inside. Burnt, baby, burnt. Ooh, she crispy. That's why I wasn't freaking working. That's pretty clean. This is crispy. So I'm putting the packing back into it that came out of it. All I did was cut out that section that was burnt and just reused what was already there. It was still in really good shape. So now we're going to drain the bowl. We're going to get to the main and the pilot jets. I make one small adjustment here in the carburetor and then with the needle as well. Okay, just went for a little test drive. Carb's doing a lot better. So main, I went the same. Pilot jet, I went down a size from a 45 to a 42. It's like 92 degrees tomorrow. It's been hot and it's been running rich, so I needed to lean it out just a little bit. And then for the clip position and the needle, I went one size a little bit leaner on the needle from an N8RH to an NECJ, and stayed with that #2 clip position. So we'll hope that that actually fixes a little bit of the gurgling down low. Just to put around my street real quick, it actually did pretty good. So we got practice tomorrow. I'll take it out and make sure all that's good, but I'm gonna go ahead and change out my counter shaft sprocket, my rear sprocket, and I got a new chain. This thing is absolutely roached. So yeah, that's next step. I'll be honest, guys, I really probably don't change my chain as much as I should, as well as my sprockets. They are probably worn a little bit more than what some people like, but they still seem like they work really well. There's nothing dangerous about running them. Obviously, if you're like missing teeth and stuff, then yeah, you're probably gonna need to change your stuff a little bit more often, but you know, 15 or 20 hours, as long as it still looks pretty good and they're functioning well, I usually don't even worry about it. But it was a good chance for me to go from a 49 tooth up to a 51 just to try it out. And honestly, it made a huge difference. I was able to carry third gear a little bit better. I was able to carry just a taller gear but also the pull that I had out of the corners was worth it. So I might try going back to a 50 at some point, but going from that 49 to the 51 was really was the right move. Put the sole in the right way, like that. Make sure it goes in the direction of the chain. Clip. Chain's on. Look at that. Beautiful, baby. 1, 2, 3, 4 and a half. So fast forward to the track, my camera actually died filming the last part of putting the bike back together, but honestly, we were completely done with what I was doing. You know, air filter, chain, sprockets, check over the spokes, make sure everything's tight. I look over the bolts and that kind of stuff. And then when I get to the track, I also do another pre-ride check just to make sure that, you know, there's nothing amiss. You know, it's easy to forget things, but as long as you do a good walk around and you feel safe with whatever the bike is, then I say send it. Yeah.
Now it's a 250, right?
Yeah.
No magic, baby. Did you punch it out, though?
No. It's all stock. It's all stock. We got about 34 hours on the rebuild. I have so much fun on this bike, and I was talking to him too. He basically did the same thing I did. We're riding 450s. We're like third, fourth gear everywhere. Just, you can be lazy. This thing makes you ride, right? Like, and so that's what he did. He's like, I just went to I went back to a 250 just to have fun, and he's like, man, I'm riding better now. Like, I'm engaged. You know, you have to be more precise.
The technique's got to be spot on.
Way better, dude.
Yeah, 450s definitely make you lazy.
It's a full-time job keeping the fucking bolts on this thing tight. Bro, that was the biggest change from going from my 450. It's like you feel it in your feet, right? You're like, why is this thing fucking just vibrating?
One of Randy's buddies let him ride because he was trying to dial it in when we were still in California. One of those Honda AF 500.
Yeah.
There's a 05 CRF 450 frame with the 94 500 motor in it.
Oh my God.
He let me ride that thing. I couldn't even get it to start. And once I finally got it started, it's like, my hands went numb. It's like, holy shit. Thing rattle your teeth out of your head. I always heard the stories of the guys talking about it. They'll rattle feelings right out of your head. And I tried those ones, and especially on the newer Honda bridges or chassis, I was like, my fucking eyes, like, I'm all bouncing and shit. That and I was riding a Honda 450 at the time. So the first time I pulled onto the track, went to go into the first turn, and forgot that two-strokes didn't have engine braking. It was like, whoop!
Dude.
I was like, oh shit, that's right, they don't stop.
That took a little bit to get used to too. Like, no engine braking is fucking weird. And it almost feels like, have you ridden much like your 450 much since riding this a lot? So like going back and forth, like I rode my buddy's 350, and as soon as you let off, it feels like you're just in sand. Like you go, ugh.
What year are these?
03, 06.
Dude, they're good looking.
Yeah.
We're sitting back here like trying to figure out what years they are. They look sick.
Yeah, I need to do the front brake like his. Mine's routed underneath. It's still stock. And then
It's a big difference.
yeah, I know.
And I actually learned this.
Did you do the Honda Master Cylinder too?
This is actually off of my Cali 450.
Is it?
Because I love the way the lever feels. But once I did this, because back in the day, because this was my favorite graphic kit back in the day, and Tyler Evans was our local guy. So I was talking to him one day, because I was like, dude, how do you stop? My 01 125 would not stop. He's like, oh, you do the Honda brake line and shit. So that's where I learned that from.
Yeah. Dude, I need to do a Honda Master Cylinder and the different routing, the cable routing.
I never liked, even my Honda, I never liked them. I mean, that's what, like on the forums, everybody says that. But even once I just went to the Honda style, even with the Suzuki Master Cylinder, it was a big difference.
They gotta be a blast out there today with how
Dude,
flowy it is.
Oh, yeah.
I'm definitely not as fast as on my 450.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, the fun factor is like,
You're just smiling the
holy
whole time.
shit, bro.
Yeah.
I feel like like some of these corners, I feel like I'm just f***ing sideways. I'm just like clutching it. Hey.
So cool.
Oh my God.
You like a really stiff front brake?
I like a really touchy brake. And this thing is as spongy as a f***ing get.
Still this Cali one.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this thing's spongy as f***, bro.
And that's with my lever ran all the way in. I like to run them all the way in. It's actually on the Cali, it works too good. I had to like add air to it because when you touch it, it was like fucking going to the bars.
Ha.
But yeah,
That's what I almost did on my buddy's 350. First time I rode out here, I went over that jump out there and then hit the brake just a little bit, and it fucking yeah.
Yeah, those brittle brakes, like holy shit.
And they smell really good.
Oh, way better than this part box. Only bad part is you gotta be coming off the track with numb hands, how much they vibrate.
Yeah, feel it.
Yeah.
And like you feel it in your feet.